Well, today is the day I've been waiting for forever. I am leaving my house and headed up to the Ozark National Forest. I'm actually on my way to Little Rock right now to pick up my buddy Chris from the airport, and then the two of us are heading up to the Ozarks, and we're going to do our little mini through hike. It's only about 15 miles, but we're going to take about 2.5 days doing it and just enjoy ourselves in the woods. So come along and enjoy the adventure with me. Well, I made it to North Little Rock. I am now at a coffee shop called The Dark Side. It's like a Star Wars themed coffee shop. So I'm gonna go grab myself something to eat and a coffee while I wait for Chris to get to the airport. Well, if you're anywhere near Little Rock or traveling through, definitely stop at Dark Side Coffee. This stuff is fantastic. It's actually some really good coffee. And I had a blueberry cinnamon roll. That was amazing. Now I gotta deal with my sugar rush I'm about to get. All right, we made it to Ponca. I got Chris with me. We had our McDonald's. I'm shaking because I had a bunch of that coffee. And we are at the Buffalo River Outdoor Center. We bought some souvenirs, ready to start the trail.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here's the start.
Took over my snack pouch on my belt.
Snack pouch.
Drop pouch.
Dang.
Fucking jerky. I thought I had.
Look at that. Here's my bag all packed up and ready. Chris has got to get his set up since he got off the flight. All right, we're both loaded up and ready to go. Crossing the river onto the trail.
Here we go.
See how we feel after 10 miles. Hopefully we can do 3 or 4 today before the sun sets, but I doubt it.
No, that's aggressive.
We'll see. All right, we've made it about 2.5 miles. We stopped off at this campground here.
Nice,
Fill our waters up, get a snack before we make camp. Ready to go. Whew. We're taking our time to appreciate this little waterfall behind me because we took too long at the campsite filling up our waters. Now I'm carrying 8 more pounds, and we just climbed up a steep slope to come back down when our bodies thought we were done hiking for the day. We're getting punished. All right, we made it to our campsite. Got the fire going. We got a nice little creek in the background there, some waterfall sounds. Chris is our wood chopper. He can handle a lot of wood. Now it's time to set camp up, set our tents up, and get some food. We're just about set up for camp. Here's Chris's tent set up.
Not quite. I guess we got
He's not like fully done, but here you go. He's got his little pad in there, his pillow, his blow up pillow. And here's my tiny little hidey hole I got. I got a wool pillow and a little fleece liner because this is only like a 40-degree sleeping bag and it's supposed to drop down below 30 tonight. Home for the night. All right, my dinner's done. Chicken and dumplings from Mountain House today. Chris, what you got?
I have, what is it? Some sweet and sour pork.
Sweet and sour pork. All right. All right, so update for everybody. We're now bundled up. We had our food. We had some Biscoff cookies from the airplane as a dessert.
Nice little.
The fire's going, but it's definitely not keeping us warm. I've got gloves on, and if you can believe me, I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 4, 5. I've got 6 layers on right now. I don't do cold anymore. Chris is nice and bundled up.
Stupid for bringing 2 jackets until right now.
Oh man, I can't wait to bundle up tonight. This is going to be rough. All right, it's morning of day 2. We're just trying to warm up now. Sitting by our little fire. I think about, both of us agree at like, what, 2:30 last night? 2:30? It got super cold, and we were both struggling pretty hard. I found out that my toe warmers are really old and don't work anymore, so my feet were freezing. I had all my layers on. I didn't change out of this at all and slept in this all. And when we woke up this morning, there was frost everywhere, and our gallon jug of water was frozen. So I think the weatherman lied. It got much colder than 30 degrees last night. So we're slowly moving. We've already had our breakfast, got our coffee sipping, and then we're gonna get back on the trail. But you can't complain with the beautiful campsite across from a waterfall. This is the first time we're really seeing the sun this morning. It's starting to creep out over those trees. Thank God. It is way too cold today. Chris is trudging along with the gallon on his back right now. He said he wanted to carry an extra 8 pounds to get in better shape today, so he said he's going to carry it all day long, right?
Yep. Got me there.
If I got close enough, it would definitely... Look how beautiful this is. We made it to the tallest peak. We did about 1,000 feet of elevation in like a little over half a mile. It sucked, especially for beginners, but it was fun. We've made it. Now we're just relaxing by somebody's pre-made campsite at the tallest spot.
In my defense, our ski slopes are like 200 feet high in Wisconsin.
We're on the downhill descent.
How much left?
I think we've only got just over a mile left of the trail. We're finishing way earlier than we thought we were gonna. We're cruising. Just found a casualty on the trail. It's terrible. Everybody say a prayer for our fallen brother. A lone croc. Left all alone. Almost there.
Almost. Just one quick leap.
Doesn't hurt that we've got beautiful views pretty much 90% of the time. I'm glad it's not flooded right now. Well, we finished our trip a day early. We actually moved a lot quicker than we thought we did. So we got here to Kyle's Landing, which is a campsite along the river, and we were hoping my truck was going to be here in time, but it wasn't when we showed up. We got here probably about 1:30, 1:45. So we were kind of setting up camp at a campsite, and we're trying to figure out how we're going to pay for it because we don't have any cash, and it's $20 cash, first come, first serve. So we're just kind of chilling out, relaxing, not sure, and all of a sudden I heard the engine, and I looked, my truck was pulling in. So here we are in the truck, and I'm waiting on Chris to be done in the bathroom, and we're going to try another campsite by off-roading. Alright, we stopped on the side of the road for a scenic overlook on the way to our next campsite. For anybody who's never been to the Ozarks, you need to come. Alright, well, we're at the last little stop before we get to our campsite in the truck. Just another beautiful overlook of what we... Let me tell you just a little bit about it. This one is just talking about how they're doing prescribed burns to healthen the ecosystem of the Ozarks and keep it going. But I mean, that view is just breathtaking. Alright, we made it to our final campsite of the night. I have been to this one before. Just a nice little spot next to this little stream. We're going to get our fire set up for the night. I'm going to have my dinner. Chris doesn't really want to eat his dinner. He said he's done. Yeah. And we're probably, well, I am for sure. We're probably going to make do and sleep in the truck tonight now. So we're going to get a little bit of car camping, overlanding with our hike trip. What a turn of events. Well, it's morning again. The truck was nice and toasty last night. Chris slept in the front, I slept in the back. It rained a little bit overnight, so I'm kind of glad we were in the truck, not in our tents. But it did not get nearly as cold last night as it did the first night. First night we got down into single digits. Tonight, or last night, it was only 40 degrees, I think was as cold as we got. But it rained probably about 1 a.m. till 5 or 6. So, yeah, so now it's time to load back up and get on back to Little Rock. Alright, y'all, well, that's pretty much it for this video. I dropped Chris off at the airport, and I am headed back to Memphis right now. I got about an hour and 45 minutes ahead of me here. It was a pretty good trip. If anybody's looking to do a beginner's hike, definitely look into the Ozarks. We ended up actually doing one of the biggest elevation changes on that trail, but it wasn't too bad. I think the highest elevation change at one point was about 1,000 feet. But we started about 200 or 300 feet. We're up to 1,800 at one point, and then I think we finished at about 400 feet. And it just was consistently changing. But we made it through. We got down a little bit early, like you saw earlier in the video. I had a casualty the last half mile. The left strap on my bag tore, and I had to pretty much carry it with one strap, and I was holding it with my other arms. But it held out to the very end, so I guess I can't ask for too much more. Sorry I didn't film too much more today. We just kind of left and went into Little Rock, had some coffee, and then stopped at a bar to talk and dropped him off. Yeah, it was a great trip. I hope y'all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Probably going to do a video when I get home of just the stuff that I brought with me on this trip. For anybody interested in camping and stuff like that, backpacking, what I brought, what worked for me, what didn't. I've got another 2 trips coming up here in the next couple of weeks. I'm taking one with my wife, and then the other one I'll be on a kayak trip back up here in the Ozarks on the Buffalo River. Just a couple of things that I took away from the whole trip is don't believe the weatherman, because it wasn't supposed to get colder than about 30 degrees our first night. It dropped down into single digits, which was pretty terrible. We woke up freezing cold. I had about 6 layers on because I was trying to layer, and I didn't bring something super, super warm. And I only had 1 pair of socks on. I will definitely be packing heavier next time that it's going to be anywhere near cold. Another thing is definitely, I think we overpacked our snacks. I think we had more than we probably needed. We could have probably packed a little bit smarter than we did. I think we were a little heavy. I ended up carrying a gallon jug of water with us most of the time. We didn't think we were going to find too many areas with water, but we ended up being perfectly okay on water. So that ended up moving my pack to about 50 pounds. And that's quite a bit. I definitely felt that, and I think that might have helped with that strap at the end there. But other than that, y'all, it was a fantastic trip. Like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want. Listen to our podcast, and we'll see you next time.